On this channel, we help our viewers graduate college quickly and inexpensively so they can build a career that they love. We focus on using non-traditional alternative credits from third parties, transferring them into schools to replace expensive, time-consuming courses that a lot of which are just review of things we already know or are unnecessary to actually accomplish career goals. And one of the best schools for doing this is Liberty University Online because they are super transfer-friendly and really easy to work with. But there are 5 majors in particular at Liberty that I really do recommend and I think are great reasons to go to this school. Not only do I think they have a good customer experience and a good learning experience, but I also think that their academics are slightly higher quality than your average online program. But the real beauty of the 5 majors I'm going to show you today is that they are all very hackable, which means that for most of these, you'll be able to graduate for under $14,000 in under 12 months if you go about it the way that we talk about on this channel. And I'll share a video at the end where I explain exactly how that works. At number 5, we have public administration, partially because I think this is actually a really fun topic to study at Liberty because Liberty tends to be a little bit more politically involved. And so there's going to be a lot of professors with a lot of real world experience, especially if you're coming at things from a Christian or a Christian conservative background. In general, there are just going to be more connections and more opportunities. But what really sets this degree apart and the student experience is that you only have to take 11 classes through Liberty itself. You can see down here, we have this rather large free elective section, which means you're going to be able to transfer in lots of credits that, only take a couple of days to earn from Sophia or CLEP or study.com. We also have their regular general education section with lots of opportunities in UNIV 104, religion, and theology for you to be able to waive those requirements if you transfer in enough credits, which means more free electives. And then you have a reasonably sized major area that's really only 6 plus 39, 45 credits. And a lot of those credits can actually be transferred in from elsewhere. So if you do public administration at Liberty, your total cost is going to be under $15,000 and is going to take you, I would say, maybe like 8 weeks over a year. This is one of the slower ones for sure. Next up, we have psychology. And something I really like about Liberty's psychology program is that they actually do require several stats and research-focused courses in their major area, which not every school will put quite as much of an emphasis on it. As you can see down here, we've got Psych 255, Introduction to Research. We've got Multicultural Counseling and Research Issues, Statistics in Psychology. We've got down here Psychological Measurement. Those are all going to be really valuable classes, especially if you want to go and work in the field. Now, their general education is basically the same as public administration, and their major area is bigger. So that's going to be 51 credits, but there are more hackable credits in here, more opportunities to transfer, and more of these courses are offered elsewhere, especially on study.com, where you can, take the course there for a much, much cheaper price in maybe a week's worth of work, and then transfer it in here and get that credit. The free electives are also a little bit smaller, but because the major area is so much more hackable, it really doesn't make a difference. And at the end of the day, you're only going to have to take 10 courses at Liberty to finish a psychology degree. At number 3, we have history. And I think this is another case where Liberty's more conservative background is going to make you want to go here more or less, depending on your own background. Every college out there, every college course is going to have some kind of a skew. This is just one of the few that is going to skew a little bit more conservative, some of their interpretations of what's happened in history. But let's take a look at the degree itself. We've got the same general education as the past 2 degrees, and then we have something really cool, a slightly smaller major area. 6 credits plus 36 is 42, which incidentally means a slightly larger free elective section, 36 to 45. This just means more hackability, more flexibility, and more opportunity for you to graduate quickly, especially when you consider that the major area is built up of a lot of choice. Notice elective, 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 elective. That means that it's going to be even easier to transfer in upper level advanced courses from third-party sources, in this case, primarily study.com, to be able to knock out some of those courses. One of the hardest things about college hacking is filling in advanced credits, and so the flexibility in this major makes that just so much easier for you. And the end result is that there are only 9 courses in this entire degree that are not hackable, which is incredible. Now, that would add up to 27 credits, but Liberty has a residency policy that requires you to take at least 30 credits with them. And in that case, Bible 104 is a great option because the test that you have to take to pass that one is really hard. At number 2, we have business administration and data analytics. And I think this is a really cool interpretation of the typical business degree. Usually business degrees are sort of like this kind of middle of the road. We take one class and everything, but Liberty's focus on data analytics is really useful because that is a lot of where the business world is going. We need to be able to understand data and act on it and analyze it and all that good stuff. We have the same general education as every other major so far. That's pretty standard at Liberty. The major area has 15 plus 36, so that's 51, which means it ties psychology for size, but because business majors are so massively popular, it's one of, if not the most popular degree in the world, there are a lot of ways to hack those credits, especially again from study.com, which specializes in upper level advanced courses. So if you were trying to get an engineering degree, it would be much harder to find third-party courses to transfer in to replace the actual courses at the school. But because business is so ubiquitous and so popular, people have taken the time to build these third-party advanced business courses that you can use to fill up this major. Depending on how you play your cards in the rest of the degree as you're filling it out, you might have either 27 or 42 credits of free electives here to fill up. The long and short of it is that you can finish a business administration data analytics bachelor's of science at Liberty University with just 10 classes at Liberty. That's only 30 credits, which is maximum efficiency, which is graduating in under 12 months for under $14,000, which is awesome. Finally, number one, interdisciplinary studies. Now, little caveat, I actually used to run this online program for Liberty before I left to go pursue other aspects of my career. Does this make me biased towards it? I'm going to let you make that decision. And if you think so, you can just pretend like business is number one. That's fine. We can agree to disagree. But really, interdisciplinary studies is number one. Interdisciplinary studies is what I like to call a Chipotle major, which basically means you get to build it yourself. And if you take a look at this, of course, similar general education, but the major area, wait, where are all the courses? There's 48 credits required, but all we have here is this one capstone and then 3 areas of study. And this is where students who get more freedom with this degree have to take a little more responsibility and kind of build this major out to accomplish their career goals. And this is where backwards planning becomes so important because you have to know what you're trying to accomplish so you can pick the right areas of study and the right courses to put in them. Here are the areas of study that they offer. It's things like aviation, behavioral sciences, business, communication studies, fine arts, government, health science, music, natural sciences, religion, and so many other options. Now to build this, you can pick either 2 or 3 areas of study. They all have to add up to 45 credits and none can be fewer than 15. So if you pick 3 areas of study, that's going to be 15, 15, and 15. If you pick 2 areas of study, it could be 15 and 30, 21 and 24, so on and so forth. But you can essentially pick areas of study that are really easy to hack and pull credits in from somewhere else, which means that INDS 491 is technically the only class that you have to take at Liberty, even though we know you have to take at least 30 credits overall. But you get so much choice as to which those 30 credits are going to be, and then you just get to hack the rest. So it's kind of like having an extended free elective section, but just with a few more rules that you have to respect. Now, the thing you have to watch with Liberty is that everything's going to come with some kind of a superscript, little asterisk thing that you have to watch. So there's rules about meeting the requirements for the areas of study. There's rules down here. And one of the biggest ones is that you have to have at least 30 hours be upper level courses at the 300 or 400 level. That's those advanced courses. And in the case of INDS, you could just pick to take those upper level courses at Liberty, or you could do a little bit of a mixy match where you're taking some of them from study.com and some of them from Liberty. Now I'm going to give a little bit of a shout out here to the Bachelor's of Science in Interdisciplinary Research, which is actually a degree that I came up with, but wasn't enacted until after I had left Liberty. And you can see down here that the big difference is just that the major area is 47 credits instead of 48, and we actually have replaced an area of study with some more specific courses. Oh, and I guess there's this statistics elective requirement that you can kind of just overlap with general education. There's an interdisciplinary careers course, there's an internship, there's more research focus here where you're really learning how to do solid research in a variety of areas, learning about grant writing and technical writing, and then just our typical 2 areas of study, plus then another actual 6 credits. Surprise, the major's a little bit bigger than we thought, Research 401 and 490, which are interdisciplinary research methods and interdisciplinary research project. You can still easily hack this degree taking only 30 credits at Liberty University. And the only reason I would really recommend it is if you're thinking about going on to a master's and you want to get a head start on your ability to actually do research. It's kind of like interdisciplinary studies normal, it's just a little bit harder and it's definitely way more research focused. Now, of course, you have to remember that the best major for you personally is the one that gets you where you're going. So you need to backwards plan, figure out what your career or your personal goal is, and then find a major that will help you accomplish that. And if it's not one of these 5 majors, then you got to go find a different one. And of course, if you'd like help with that or help building a plan where you're actually able to do what we're talking about on this video, hacking these degrees, figuring out which course goes where, what credits do I transfer in from this place, how do I make sure that I, meet all those little policies and those little exceptions that you have to make sure you're following the rules of, or is Liberty even the right school for me? Should I be looking at other schools? Are there faster, cheaper places to go? Spoiler alert. Yes, there are, and they're just as legitimate and just as awesome. Those are the kinds of questions that we answer and plans that we build and career advice that we give in our consultations, which are linked down below. If you'd like help with that, we'd love to help you graduate quickly and inexpensively so that you can build a career that you love. If you're not yet ready for that though, check out this video about how college hacking works and you can learn a lot more about what it is we do and how it can help you. Thanks for watching and happy hacking.